side. Your love is on our side.
So we got the crazy idea that we're going to sell our house, downsize, and move into a fifth wheel trailer with our two boys and just travel the country. Currently we live in Morgantown, West Virginia. We were both born and raised in West Virginia. I went to anesthesia school in Orlando, Florida, and we spent about 2.5 years down there. I found a job back home in Morgantown, well, back in West Virginia, back
Closer to family.
closer to family.
3 hours north of family, all of our family.
And it's a 3-year contract. I signed the contract, started the contract June in 2019, and we're about at the 2-year mark now. We got about a year left in that contract. So one morning on the way to work, I got this crazy idea that we should sell the house, downsize, just so that I could be home more, because I'm working a lot of overtime with this new job. Being away from the boys, there were even times where Ezra told me, Dada, you work too much, which that really hurts because it's all for him in the end. I just had a crazy idea that could we minimize our life so much that we can maximize our experiences. So that's kind of what generated this idea of where we're just going to sell it all, move into a trailer, kind of ditch the American dream and kind of go and write our own story.
When he first told me the idea.
What was your reaction?
Yeah, my reaction, because he always has crazy ideas. Like, he's a big dreamer, and it's like hard to tell what's going to come out of his mouth some days. And I'm just like, okay, I brushed it off because he'll say something, and I'm just like, that'll never happen. But then, I guess the more you dig into the thinking, the way of thinking, and like making it a reality, it got really appealing to me. I'm a stay-at-home mom with my 2 boys, and honestly, we live in a 3,000 square foot home now, and we go stir crazy. I mean, 2020 didn't help by any means with COVID, but it's still possible to be in a huge house and still go stir crazy. So the idea of moving tiny didn't really scare me as much as just how big of a change it will be for our boys. But honestly, I think kids are so, they just adapt way, way easier than we do. And I think they're gonna be totally fine and really love it. And I think they're gonna be grateful for the experience. I mean, they probably won't ever remember this time. I mean, I don't know how long we're gonna do this for. They're 1 and 3 now, so maybe our 3-year-old will have some memories. But this is why we want to do these videos, is for them. Because we are all about, I'm very, very sentimental when it comes to our memories, and putting them in video form, photos are great, but video form's even better. And with he dabbles in videography, so him being able to make these videos for our family, especially our boys, is just like, it's what it's all about for me. So I love going back and looking at home videos years from years ago. And I think this will just be super, super fun. It's not like a new thing to be doing what we're doing. I mean, you get on social media, I didn't even really know that this whole world existed, like the Living Tiny. I kind of did because my sister, like I said, she lives in the Airstream. But as far as like the actual fifth wheels go, and
campers and,
all of that, and actually like full-time families because they don't have kids. So seeing other people with young kids, it's like it's blown up over the country. It's not anything new. So when you tell people, a lot of people aren't really shocked, but I mean, you have some people that think you're crazy, but I feel like it's becoming a popular thing to do. So don't feel like we're by any means like, doing something that nobody else is doing. We finally decided, okay, yeah, we want to do this. We want to make this happen. There was so many things that we had to figure out, so many logistical things. The original thought was, okay, we will wait till June 2022 when his contract is up, because we were not planning on staying in Morgantown forever. Like, no, we have no family here, really no ties, so this was not our ultimate end goal. So we knew we were leaving regardless. But then the housing market just blew up like crazy. in our neighborhood, we saw like
Probably, I would say six houses within one weekend go on the market for what we would consider astronomical prices.
Right, and they flew off.
And they were off within hours. So
we knew that we needed to pull the trigger now, because if we waited another year, who knows what the market would be like. So we did. We told our family, and I don't really know if they believed us, but then we said, okay, we're doing this. Like, it's happening.
Well, what's really important too, I think, for people to know and our family to know is like, this wasn't just like kind of, she said that I'm a dreamer. I like to come up with ideas kind of on the fly. So this wasn't like an overnight discussion. No, this was
months and months that we just kind of kept to ourselves. Like, we would talk about it every once in a while.
Yeah, I would say honestly, it started back in October, even September of 2020. Us tossing around the ideas.
Yeah.
And just kind of planning things out and looking at it. So this wasn't just an overnight, like, whimsical, like, let's sell everything and downsize.
No, it's not that simple.
Well, it's not haphazard. It's not chaotic. It's not,
It's we have planned and planned and planned for months and months and months. Got all of our ducks in a row to be able to do this. And there's been a lot of scary parts about it. That we've just kind of been anxious about, but it's all working out really, really well, and we're super excited.
What were some things that were, like when we were looking at trailers, like what are things that we, like, because we're going from a 3,000 square foot house into a fifth wheel, so what are the things, like our must-haves that we had to have in a trailer? So
we were originally looking at bunkhouses, just absolutely had to have a separate space for our boys. And they don't currently share a room, the 1-year-old's in a crib and then the 3-year-old's in like a toddler bed. So we knew that they would be sharing, which that's a different story. Like, I know that we're just gonna have to cross that bridge when we get there, and they will adapt. I'm not too worried about it. But I knew that they needed to have their own space. I wasn't really concerned about our room. We need a washer and dryer, so we had to have hookup for that. Really, just like that was the biggest thing, just the bunk room.
Well, then it was just like going through like hours of research, and then just looking through, like, I felt like thousands of trailers.
Gosh, but I can tell you every model number.
Yeah, like, just late nights of looking through and sending each other different floor plans and trailers for sale. And as soon as we would get like set on a floor plan that we really liked, all of a sudden we would find another one and we'd be like, oh no, this is the perfect one. So we went through that. Probably since we started talking about it back in September or October.
Yeah.
But so we went from like mid bunks to rear dens to, we looked at all of these, over the computer. But it wasn't until we went to one of our local camper stores. Trailer City, where we kind of realized, we got in one and we realized that like maybe the mid bunk was a little too small.
Right. That was a Montana mid bunk, which we thought we were sold on the North Point, Jayco North Point. It was like a 377 RL rear living bunkhouse. Yeah. So that one was beautiful. And they seem to be very popular. So that it was between that one and then a Montana
362
rear den. Which the rear den was massive.
Yeah.
We could have fit
opposing slides. Two bunk beds.
The boys would have had a huge room, and then everything else would have kind of been small. Mm-hmm. So that was the trade-off. So we were just watching. My parents were over one night, and we were showing them the videos, the walkthroughs of both of these models. And you know how YouTube just gives you recommendations, like after you finish the video. And we saw this caption that said, a 3-bedroom fifth wheel, ? I was like, what is this? So we clicked on it, and it ended up being the one we chose. It's a Keystone Avalanche 390 DS. Mm-hmm. And wow, let me tell you, it blew our minds.
Yeah.
But apparently the model itself just came out
in December of
2020. So it's pretty new. Maybe not a lot of people know about it, and I don't think they can keep them on the lots. So they're like flying off the lots. And we just started immediately searching right then and there, all the dealerships, and like got lucky, Found one in North Carolina, which was about a 6-hour drive from here.
From
Yeah,
Morgantown.
from here. But we called them the next day because I'm like, I don't even need to see this. Like, I know Keystone's a very reputable brand, and I knew that like that was it for me.
Yeah.
So we called them, and thankfully they put it on hold for us, and we fell in love.
So we knew immediately that if we're going to do this and we're going to live in this thing full time,
We wanted to have all of the things.
we wanted to have all the things. We want to make sure that we're going to be, as comfortable as possible, so that we can increase the chances of us doing this for the longest amount of time that we can.
Right.
We don't want to do this just for a couple months, 6 months, or even a year. We're looking at doing this until we're ready to build a house, and that's our ultimate goal.
Hopefully live in it while we're building a house. So
Exactly.
That's the goal.
Watch out, Grana. You're going to get run over, Grana. You got a car behind you. Oh my goodness.
Look at it. Wave at him real big. Wave at him.
I'm gonna get all these things out.
Ezra. Hold on, you have to let me help you.
That's where you're going to sleep? Peekaboo. Whoa.
Hey, hi, everybody wave.
Hi, Ezra. Hey, Meg.
I think another goal of this is just to, a lot of it's time, and I work to live, I don't live to work. I love my job, I feel like I have a passion for it, but I don't want to be there more than what I have to be. I found a job that I can tolerate enough and to earn the living that I want to live and live the life that I want to live, but I don't want to spend more time away from my family. That's what really matters most to me. Yeah.
I think if anything, if we don't do it, we will regret that and be
Absolutely.
like, why didn't we go for it? Like, our boys are young, they're not in school. We don't even have to worry about that right now. So and your contract's up in a year, now is the time. If there's any time, then now is the time. So, it's scary, it's daunting, but we're gonna we've gone through some things together, and we've only come out stronger. So I feel like this is gonna be one of those things. It's gonna be a crazy ride. Things are absolutely gonna go wrong, but it's gonna be fun. We're excited.
What are some things that you think are going to be really hard, like transitioning into this new
Yeah, well, I'll tell
season?
you what's not gonna be hard is cleaning. Or it's not. Maybe
Yeah.
it will. Maybe I'll be very shocked. I don't know. I just feel like a 30,000 square foot home takes me forever to clean, and I can't even keep up. And I know that it's because of the boys. So I don't know if that really matters how big or small your space is. They're constantly making messes, and their dirty hands are everywhere. But so that won't change. But just the smaller square footage, like, it has to be a little bit easier, right? But I definitely think just all of the. We don't have a set schedule for the boys. We definitely have routines. Like, we have, we do the same things wherever we are when we put them down for bed. So we usually don't put them down at quite the same time. So just getting that figured out. I feel like they're probably it's gonna be one of those things where we just shut the door and they're gonna giggle and laugh and
yeah. Hopefully they giggle and laugh.
And not cry. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ezra what if he just climbs into Emmett's crib?
I don't know. I think that's going to be the toughest part is
Just
bedtime.
Just bedtime, yeah.
So I think for us, we've done crazy things before in our marriage as far as where we have lived.
We moved 900 miles to Orlando from West Virginia for him to go to anesthesia school. And then we had our first baby down there during school, and
then
we
we
had
moved-
no family. And
We moved 3 times while we were down there.
moved an apartment every year.
We went from a
different
3-bedroom house into a 2-bedroom apartment.
We are almost officially moved out. Got the boys helping, and it's going fast. October 8, 2017. Moving out of this place officially. Well, we've already moved out. We're just dropping off keys. All right, on to the next chapter.
Into another 2-bedroom apartment on the 3rd floor, which the first one was on the 1st floor, up to the 3rd floor, then back down to a 1-bedroom apartment on the 1st floor.
That was just like a 6 or 7 month stint, and it was like we knew we were going to be moving back to West Virginia for the contract, so we just dealt with it. But we ended up on a mattress in the kitchen floor because our oldest, who was like a 1-year-old then, he kicked us out. Like, we thought we would be able to share a room with him, and it didn't work. So he got the room, and we got the kitchen. So
yeah. So we've
not
done,
like,
we've done these crazy things before. So I think for us, I think it's going to be kind of a lateral move for us. For you and I can pretty much sleep anywhere or live anywhere, and for the most part, I'm going to be at work. But so it's really going to be interesting for you and the boys. Make sure the boys don't kill each other.
I know.
And that.
Or just ruin the trailer in
general. So I think those are going to be the toughest things. Bedtime, getting the boys kind of settled into like a new normal.
Yeah.
But I think as far as like our family as a whole, I see it going over pretty smoothly.
Time will tell.
Time's gonna tell. I mean, we'll see here in the next couple of videos, and we may be ready to burn all of it to the ground. But
I think so. I think we'll learn. We'll learn what works and what doesn't. And I mean, there definitely are times where I'm like, what are we doing? Like, is this like the worst decision that we're making for our boys? Like, is this just gonna ruin them?
No.
But you can think that with anything, with any decisions. Yes, this is a bigger life change, but it's still the same concept. And when you really think about it and think about all of it, I feel like in the end it's gonna be for the good, and it's gonna be worth it. I wouldn't be willing, or I wouldn't feel comfortable. I would be willing, just wouldn't be as comfortable had I not found like all of these people to just see how they've done it, see what works, what doesn't work. So much helpful advice, and we actually enrolled in a 6-week boot camp class, the Flipping Nomad. Courtney, amazing. Like that's probably the best thing that we to start out. Like that's the best thing we could have done. Because we've learned so much from her, and it's like nice that we can go back and watch the videos as we're in the process, because even though we're buying a new trailer, we want to make it more homey, and just make it feel like a comfortable, like familiar place for our boys. So we will be doing some things to it. So just having that help in that course has set us up for that like greatly. And then just so many other people on Instagram have been huge help. And they don't even know it, but thank you to all of you people.
Well, even Nate and Taylor, I mean, like you said earlier, they paved the way for us. They have renovated 2 trailers at this point.
Right, this is my sister, her husband.
So they've been a wealth of knowledge, and
oh my gosh.
So I mean, what's really nice, and that's helped put her at ease and really kind of fuel the fire for her, is seeing other people do it, and just seeing how well they're dealing with it, or how bad things are going. I mean, because not everybody shares the good things all the time.
Which is great to see, like the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah. Or that's what's great about the Flipping Nomad course that we're seeing is like
there's a lot of maintenance.
We honestly, I had no idea. I knew a little bit because I grew up camping, but I knew a little bit of it. But as far as living in these things full time, I had no idea. So we're learning a lot. We're at a point now where it's just like
it's go time.
Yeah, it's like put up or shut up. Let's do it.
Get the ball rolling.
Yeah. So we got the house listed on the market. We did it for sale by owner, which the first time we tried to do our house for sale by owner, we had a gracious family friend that saved us from that because we were young and dumb. We had no idea what we were doing. This time around, we have done our research. Thankfully, we've been put into a great position in the market, in the real estate market, to where we don't necessarily need a real estate listing agent. So yeah, we listed for sale by owner on Zillow. I did a bunch of research as far as trying to price the house accurately and appropriately.
And we got an appraisal.
And we got an appraisal, which I know some people, said we shouldn't do, but we got an appraisal. Did a market kind of analysis on my own on what would be a fair price for the house, and then we listed. We took a bunch of pictures, listed the house. We've had several people come. We had an open house, which like one person came.
We had like 4 or 5 couples look before it was just like word of mouth, like, oh, well, we'll probably be listing soon, and people came. So we knew that we knew that we could do it on our own.
Yeah. I had made some phone calls to real estate attorneys and things like that kind of let me know that it was possible, and that it was actually, it's very doable. As long as you just do your homework, read and prepare, you can sell your house on your own. So we listed for sale by owner, and I don't know what day it was, but we were actually in contract.
It was like 4 days after we listed, I think.
No, it was a week.
What you doing?
I'm signing our contract.
Contract for what?
We have sold our house.
So yeah, it was like a week after we listed. I think actually a week to the day that our house, we were under contract.
Which is very long because everything else in our neighborhood.
Everything else in our neighborhood sold within hours.
But we are the only ones I've seen do it for sale by owner, so I know that's why it was a little bit longer.
So we are currently under contract, and we are due to close on June 11th. And everything's moving forward with that. Other things happening in our April, we decided to enroll Ezra in like Little League soccer. Our whole goal behind it was just to get him around other kids and just kind of give him kind of an outlet to kind of run off some energy, be around other kids, be around other adults that are, structure with other adults. Just try to get him out there, kind of get him out of the house. And the first time we went, didn't go great. I think he's still pretty young for it. He was really nervous when we were going into it. He opened up a little bit towards the end, started having fun. We left on a high note, came back the following week, and things aren't going great. So,
I think we're done with soccer.
I think we're done for now. I mean, because, our ultimate goal with him is just, like I said, is to get him around other kids, let him have fun. And, I don't care. I played soccer growing up. I don't care if he plays soccer. He's only 3 years old. So my goal is not to make him a professional soccer player. I just want him to have fun and be around other kids. So I think for now we're going to kind of take a break on that.
Well, the thing is where I stay home with the boys, he doesn't get a lot of interaction. We have a great neighbor who, great neighbors. They have a 3-year-old as well, so they play every evening. But apart from that, he doesn't see a lot of kids like his age at all. Our church up here, I don't believe the kids program on Sundays is not open yet, so he doesn't go to preschool or daycare or anything, which may change in the fall. We'll see, based on what's happening with soccer. So we just figured that would be a great way to kind of open the door for him to get some more social interaction, and he just has a lot of anxiety, so it's sad and it's frustrating for us for sure. But
so yeah, our ultimate goal is to, is just to let him be around other kids and have fun. And right now he's not having fun. So if he's not having fun, it kind of adds a little bit of stress to us. It totally adds stress to him. So for now, I think we're just going to kind of take a break with soccer and, realize that he's only 3 years old.
Yeah, so when we're watching this, when you're like 16, Ezra, is he going to be a soccer player?
I don't know. That's up for him to decide.
See. This is what I'm excited about. Like, if, we're doing these videos for us first and foremost, and then I'm sure we'll have family to watch and maybe some random people. So if you are one of those people that we don't know, we're not just going to be talking about the RV life. We want to remember other things that are going on in our lives. So you can just feel free to skip those parts if you don't want to listen to it. But we just want our boys to see absolutely everything that's been going on in their lives. So.
Join us next month as we try to summit Grandfather Mountain in 70-mile-an-hour gusts.
And also as we begin the modification process to the trailer.